An uproar has forced Congress to act now to help victims of Superstorm Sandy instead of putting it off for later. The House of Representatives will vote on part of a $60 billion relief package. House Speaker John Boehner initially wanted to hold off on the vote but changed his position after backlash from both the left and the right. Leaders from areas that were hit hardest by Sandy were furious.
66 days and counting. Shame on you. Shame on Congress. You know, disaster relief was something that you didn't play games with. But now in this current atmosphere, everything is the subject of one-upsmanship. Everything is a possibility, a potential piece of bait for the political game. And it is why the American people hate Congress.
Joining us now from Washington, Caroline Horn, CBS News senior producer for politics. Caroline, good morning to you.
Good morning, Terrell.
What happened here? How did this bill not get up for a vote before Congress adjourned?
Well, it was really another casualty of the fiscal cliff debate. In fact, last week, before the holidays, the Senate had actually passed this $60 billion package, but the House did not get to it before the end of the year. And when the fiscal cliff deal came up on New Year's Day and they passed that, Republican leaders didn't feel like they could turn right around and ask their caucus to immediately approve more spending, which this would have required.
Speaker Boehner did put a solution forward. Is Congress satisfied with that?
They are. Yesterday, the congressional delegations from New York and New Jersey, the two states hardest hit by Hurricane Sandy, met with Speaker Boehner and the rest of the House Republican leadership. And after that meeting, they came out and said they were happy with the plan and the schedule that the Speaker had put forward. On Friday of this week, the House will vote on one piece of the package, and then the second piece will get a vote in about another week and a half.
Not a good time, though, for House Speaker John Boehner to have this situation happen. Is his job in jeopardy, especially after what we saw with the fiscal cliff negotiations?
All indications are that he is safe in his speakership. Before the holidays, the House Republican caucus got together and said that they were going to re-elect him as Speaker. That will happen today when the 113th Congress is sworn in, and the indications right now are that we should expect to see Speaker Boehner remain in his position.
The new 113th Congress, as you just mentioned, getting sworn in a little bit later on today. We're going to see more Democrats in this Congress. Is that going to really influence or change anything, or are we going to continue to see the same old gridlock?
Well, one of the things that came out of the fiscal cliff deal that passed on New Year's Day is actually that we created three new what's so-called mini cliffs. One involves the debt ceiling having to be lifted. Another one involves those sequestration, those automatic spending cuts, which the deal that was passed the other day just puts off for 2 more months. And then the other actually involves just funding the government. And you're going to see all of those little mini cliffs have deadlines in the next 2 to 3 months. And that means that we really could see a lot more of the same.
So what do you expect to see, Caroline? I know you say much of the same here, but will this Congress be able to get anything done? What do you think?
I think that we're going to have to see how Speaker Boehner reacts to what just happened, and if he can get his caucus to agree to more compromise with the president. Some Republicans are saying that the president may have won this round, but they feel they have more leverage when it comes to things like the debt ceiling and the automatic spending cuts. That's not really a recipe for a lot of action and movement in Congress.
Joining us from Washington this morning, Caroline Horn, CBS News senior producer for politics. Caroline, thank you so much.
Thanks, Terrell.